Hello and welcome to another video and podcast from Fantasy Football Scout. My name is Joe and today I'll be looking at the best free hit picks for Gameweek 13. This is a popular week to play the chip as there are some very favourable fixtures for players we may not want in the long term. Also this week I'm playing the chip myself, so I put my rank in. I don't usually put my rank on these ones because it's not usually about my team, but this is actually about my team. It's my free hit team, so the thoughts I'll give here are actually for my own team. Before we go on, just a reminder, do press that like button, does help us out. Do remember to subscribe, get updated with our latest videos and podcasts, and do check out latest fantasy offers for membership at fantasyfootballscout.co.uk. It's Black Friday coming up, so do check out those membership offers there to get access to all the latest tools and gadgets to help you climb up your mini league. Let's move on swiftly to the fixtures, see what we're dealing with here. Okay, so yeah, the key fixtures here I think are Man City against Leeds, that's top. Brentford at home to Burnley, so Man City at home to Leeds, Brentford at home to Burnley, Aston Villa against Wolves. So these are perfect, really. You've got some strong attacking assets who might not be already in your team that have home fixtures, very strong home fixtures against teams that are weak, either weak in general or weak on the road, in particular, say for Leeds, for example, better at home, terrible away. So also to consider, we've got Liverpool. They've got an away match, but it's against West Ham. West Ham aren't great at the moment, but nor are Liverpool. So how many Liverpool do you go on this, and do you think they're going to turn it around in time for this? Nottingham Forest against Brighton, I think is intriguing. You've got a really two attacking sides at the moment, two form attacking sides. Also, Dyche's in charge, so Nottingham Forest have tightened up a bit as well. So Nottingham Forest are a better side than they were. Brighton continue to be good, but they're marginally better at home, I think. So I think this is a marginally better fixture for Nottingham Forest, but I do expect goals at both ends for this one as well. Other ones to consider, got Crystal Palace against Manchester United. I quite like that. Crystal Palace do have a midweek fixture though. Manchester United should be rested, coming off back off of a stinging defeat last time out. So that could be a good options. But Crystal Palace, they've been hammering the goals in. They've been keeping the clean sheets ever since. Munoz in particular, I've had him for 3 weeks. He returns every single week and 14 points last week. So will he remain in my side as well? Other ones to look at that are of note. So if you're free hitting, obviously, I think you would be looking to have your teams dominated by teams from Man City, Brentford, Aston Villa, maybe a bit of Liverpool, maybe a bit of Nottingham Forest as well. Tottenham at home to Fulham. Tottenham aren't so good away at home, so I'm not sure about that one as well. Crystal Palace, as I said, against Manchester United could be good. Crystal Palace players will be in our side, so we'll be removing them in order to get a free hit if we're free hitting. If you're watching this and not free hitting, this is for you as well because it's for transfer targets as well. And then meanwhile, you've got Chelsea against Arsenal. They're in a lot of our teams. Arsenal assets, Chelsea assets. Could be goals in that one though. But Arsenal mean defence, Chelsea in form, Arsenal in form as well. Tough to know what's going to happen there. Bournemouth, Sunderland, I can't call that. Sunderland good at home. Bournemouth can be patchy, but are pretty good on the whole. So, yeah, if you're removing, say, Semenyo and he plays, then Semenyo could do well. So this could be a really good week for non-free hitters. All us free hitters, all piling into all these players that are low-owned that could do well. They might not. Meanwhile, we're getting rid of Saka. We're getting rid of our Crystal Palace players, Manchester United players. So, you know, it could be doom for us, but who knows? Who knows how? Well, I hope it goes along with me. So, also just to put in some context for me for my free hit decisions here, I've gone slightly against the computer on this one. I've got one or two players that are not considered optimal, but many of them are. So I could have got a higher percentage there when I show you the team at the moment. And also my rank here is 367k at the moment. So that's the perspective I'm coming at it, in that I can afford to slip up. But at the same time, this could be, you know, a really good week to sort of plow on and try and get, you know, up into 100k if I can as well. So, but hopefully my picks will be, you know, wherever you are in the rankings should be good for you as well. So lots to consider on the free hit. On with the picks. I'll put the team up. Let's have a look here. Okay, so this team here. So what I'll do, especially for the benefit of those listening to the podcast version, I will go through the players there, and then I'll dive back in and explain why I picked those players there. Before we go on, I just want to say this has been created via the FPL Planner tool on the Fantasy Football Scouts app. Really useful. Use it every week. You can put your team in, and it shows you what it's going to look like next week, week after, and so on and so on. Well worth checking out. So I've done this within my budget, which is currently 102.4 million. So you might have a bit more in the bank. I've got there's a couple of price changes. So I think I've got 0.6 in the bank with this one as well. So that's what this team is looking like. So it should be affordable for most people, you would imagine. I've looked for the highest point score. Usually 60 plus is great. I've got 59, but that's because I've gone a little bit against the computer on this one. I could have got 61 if I'd have gone fully on the computer's recommendation. By that, I mean the Rate My Team tool at Fantasy Football Scout. And percentage is percentage of excellence. 99% is the best I've ever got. 96% on this one. As I said, it's all to do with that. I've got a couple of differentials above the differentials that the computer is recommended as well. So 99% is always the aim for these. 100% is impossible, by the way. I've tried every week, can't be done. But this week I'm taking on that computer though. So, but I like those players. I think if you're going to do free hit, do it in style. Even though I'm not known, I'm usually a bit of a dullard manager, but I think this is a week to be a bit more maverick, I think, with this one. So I'll read this out first. So I've gone for 3-5-2. I like a lot of the midfielders this week. And I've gone for triple City. I've gone for triple Brentford. I've gone for double Aston Villa and a sprinkling of some others. So I've got Martinez in goal at home to Wolves. Munoz at home to Manchester United from Crystal Palace. So he remains from my side. He's one of only 2 players that remain my side, so I'm getting rid of a lot. Collins, he's at home from Brentford's Collins. He's at home to Burnley. O'Reilly, he's at home to Leeds. Man City's O'Reilly, that is. Salah away to West Ham. I think he's my only away player. Kevin Schade at home to Burnley. Morgan Rogers at home to Wolves. Gibbs White at home to Brighton, my team. So kind of hope he does well. Kind of hope he doesn't. Doku home to Leeds. Thiago home to Burnley. And Haaland would be my captain. Obviously, he's at home to Leeds. And on my bench, I've gone for cheap. Dubravka, he's away, so it could be save points at the very least. But I wouldn't imagine he'd be needed. Mukiele and Ronaldo for Sunderland's. They're at home to Bournemouth. I don't know. They can get DEFCON, that kind of thing. So they're there because they're cheap. But I could bump them up a little bit if I had money left over. But I'm keeping a bit more flexible, especially if we're getting these late team leagues. I want to have that flexibility with some money in the bank to like just dive into a player. If Doku, for example, is not on the team sheet, I can like make a move, that kind of thing. And Mark Guy from Chelsea, he's at home to Arsenal. Terrible fixture, but he's only 4.2. And I think he was rested midweek. Chelsea, so you never know. I mean, I really, on a free hit, you really hope your third sub's not going to be needed. Yeah, he's there. Hopefully won't be needed. Okay, let's go back into the picks. Let's start with Martinez. So clean sheet, huge, strong possibility at home for him. Obviously, Aston Villa are better at home, and he takes on a Wolves side with the worst attack on the road of any team. They've got 1 goal on their travels. A double up in defence is certainly on the cards for me for Aston Villa. So I definitely want a Aston Villa defensive option there for a clean sheet. No, my luck, Strand Arsenal score for Wolves, but I think that this is a strong possibility there. You've got to just go with the probabilities here. Munoz, as I said, he's the one that remains. He's also the one I'm least certain on with this one. I feel this spot is really up for grabs, and I'm very tempted to put Matty Cash from Aston Villa in, just for that potential of a double clean sheet, and also that Matty Cash has his own attacking threat and faces a very poor Wolves side there. So Munoz, I just feel given Manchester United's away form, I want a slice of Palace. And Munoz gives me a clean sheet possibility, also attacking threat on the back of a 14-point haul last time out. In fact, as I said, I've only him for 3 weeks. He's returned every week. So I've got 26 points over the last 3 games. I love him. So he's hard to get rid of. But I might go for the more optimal Matty Cash. Bit of a risk. Manchester United have the third worst travelling defence this season, according to the expected goals conceded stats. As I said, Matty Cash could go there. Collins, every week last season, Tom Freeman, who I do a video with for his team reveal, used to get 6 to 10 points more than me. And I couldn't work it out for a while until it finally clicked that he had Collins and I didn't. So no one has him, Collins at Brentford. And he would get an assist, he would get a clean sheet. And now he can get DEFCON as well. So he get a breadth of points there. So he's my favoured Brentford attack against a poor Burnley side. So he's created 3 chances, had 6 shots this season, not bad for a defender. And he's getting DEFCON every other game, so could get DEFCON this one. I don't know against Burnley though. But clean sheet against Burnley side with the worst expected goal stats of any team. So they are the worst attack this season. So you've got to go for a defender there. They've scored 14. But that is a huge overperformance as they've expected to only score 8 goals this campaign. And then finally, O'Reilly. So the midweek Champions League team sheet I loved. I called it beautiful because it cemented my place because he was a sub. He was used, but he was a sub. I feel more assured of a start against Leeds now. I feel that he's part of that main team there. And I think because of that rest there, they've got Fulham coming up as well. I feel more assured of a start there. Could be famous last words. So he's got 3 attacking returns from an impressive 12 shots, and he faces a Leeds side those only scored 4 on the road this season. So points at both ends of the pitch there. Yeah, definitely he's in. On to my 5-man midfield. Salah. So he's got 6 attacking returns, which is pretty good if you didn't consider his price. So until you look at his price tag, and then you look at the 14 plus million and you go, not so good. So for 1 week, I'm happy just to get him in because he's not a player because of the price. I don't want him in my team long term. He's also off to AFCON in 2 or 3 weeks anyway. So, but for this week, when you've got these cheap options from Brentford, for example, and Aston Villa, I feel you can, and also some Man City options are quite not underpriced, but they're kindly priced. You can get Salah in here, but I just wouldn't want him long term. This is not for transfer. This is for free hit only. He's had 30 shots this season, a third of which were on target. He's also had 24 chances created. I think he's due some returns. And I think he looked okay in the last match against Nottingham Forest. I thought Liverpool themselves looked poor, but he looked quite good, quite lively, doing Salah type things. He faced a West Ham side that has the second worst expected goals conceded stats of any team. And it's just 1 clean sheet so far this campaign. So, yeah, I like him. Go give him a go. I've given him the vice captaincy armband as well. Hopefully that won't be needed, but you never know. Kevin Sharder's in. Dango Tara at Brentford is your cheaper option, but I prefer the X minutes of Sharder. He's got 5 attacking returns, which is a great haul for 7 million. So Salah 6 attacking returns, 40 million, not so good value. But you're just looking at the attacking returns now. You can ignore the price on a free hit. 5 attacking returns, a great haul for 7 million. He's had 19 shots this season. Burnley, meanwhile, have the worst expected goals conceded stats this season, as I said. Kevin Sharder, he is in there. Morgan Rogers, braced last time out, prompted a price rise this week. He's still a differential, under 7% ownership. 5 attacking returns this season. That's a strong return for his price. And he's especially against a Wolves side that has the 4th worst defence in terms of expected stats and the worst in terms of real stats. So they've shipped 27 goals. That's more than any other side. So they are terrible in real terms, not expected terms, but real terms. Gibbs White I've gone for here. Now, he won't be in the sort of template free hit side, if you see what I mean. But he could be. I like him. I like Anderson as well for DEFCON, but I just want to go for the thrill of Gibbs White, even though he's against Brighton. He's at home. I think the cool kids have already had him in their side for a little while already. So he's amassed 4 attacking returns, and that's mainly in the very short-lived Dyche era so far. He's had an impressive 27 shots so far this season, and at 7.3, that's too pricey, I think. But for a free hit, great option against a Brighton side, my side. There's one clean sheet on the road this season, so I think there could be returns there. He's always in and amongst opportunities for scoring, and a lot of his goals have been there. He's been right place, right time, and accurate. Finally, I've gone for Doku, another substitute midweek for Man City. That makes me think he's going to start this time out. Him and Cherky. Oh, which one to go for? One of them is going to, one of them isn't. That's going to go to the wire, and that's a 50-50. But I don't think I'm going to rue, if I get the wrong one, I'm not going to rue that decision because, you just got to go for the one you think. I like him. I think he's got 5 attacking returns so far. He's created 27 chances so far this season. Well, mainly for my captain this week. So unsurprisingly, Haaland is there. So moving on to the forwards. Haaland, 14 goals and assists. We all know about that. 50 shots this season. Okay, pretty good. He'll be well-captained, triple-captained as well this week. So among those still with the chips. So that could see him reach 200% effective ownership quite easily, I think. Leeds, meanwhile, have the 4th worst defence on the road in terms of expected stats and no clean sheets. They've conceded 15 on their travels there. And joining him up front, Thiago, like Haaland, he's just a lock. As said, Burnley have the worst expected goals conceded stats of any team this season. Meanwhile, Thiago is Brentford's main attacking threat on penalties, an impressive 9 goals from 28 shots. Of those 28 shots, 17 were on target. He's just doing strikery things, and that's what you want. You want a striker doing strikery things. Shooting, often, on target, close range, and many of them going in. 9 goals, pretty good, especially his price. So I don't really mind his price. I'm looking to get him in my own team game week, sort of 15, 16ish, because I think he looks good. He's what you want. Defender, keeps clean sheets. Midfielder, a broad range of points, goals, assists, attacker, attacking, scoring. That's what you want. So, yeah, just come to the bench. Dubravka, regular, cheap player, save points, at least if needed there. I mean, he's the starting goalkeeper for 4 million. He's going to be a mainstay in pretty much every free hit ever this season. McKaylee and Ronaldo, the Sunderland defence, better at home. Once again, budget picks there. Mark Gui, cheap too, rested midweek. So, not much more to say about that. I've just gone for cheap. I have got a little bit of money, about 500,000 or so in the bank with this. Munoz might go down to cash, in which case I will have a good first sub. I'm okay with the Sunderland defenders. I might beef up Mark Gui to someone else. I might beef up McKaylee to perhaps he could become Matty Cash, I think, and then Munoz could be my first sub. But either way, I'd quite like to beef this up to have a better first sub. Okay, I hope that's been of use, whether you're free hitting or not. Do check out our other videos. There'll be more. There's more free hit options as well, whether you want template or differential. We go through a whole bunch of things on Tom Freeman's team reveal video because he's considering free hitting as well. So that was out earlier the week. Do check out that video or podcast if that's your preference there. Hope that's been of use. Good luck whether you're free hitting or not, or just using transfers. Good luck with the game week. Take care. See you soon.